Hello, everyone, and Assalamu alaikum. This is Introduction to Psychology, Part 2 by Dear Knowledge. Okay, we have started the chapter 2, and chapter 2 is all about emotions, and we are discussing emotions in great detail. And I told you in our first part of the chapter 2 that this video is going to be a long one, so that's why, in order to make it more easier for you to learn, make it more easier for you to understand the topic, so I have divided this lecture into different parts. So in the last parts of this chapter 2, we have discussed the defining emotion in the part 1 of the chapter 2. In defining of emotion, we have learned about uh, what different well-known personalities have defined emotion, what different well-known personalities have given the definition of emotion. So we have explained and we have learned about the definition of the emotion according to different well-known personalities. Then after that, in the part 1 of the chapter 2, we also learn about the components of emotion. What are the main components of emotion? Right? For example, the physiological and psychological. So these were the different components of emotion which we have learned in the part 1 of the chapter 2. And after that, we uploaded the characteristics of emotions, which was the part 2 of the chapter 2. And in the characteristics of emotion, we have discussed and we have learned about different characteristics of emotion. And after that, in a previous video, which was the part 3 of the chapter 2, in that part we have discussed about the functions of emotion. And I've already told you all that in the part 3, the functions of emotion, in which we have also learned about the functions of emotion, and we have also learned that the advantages of emotion. What are the advantages of emotions? What are the functions of emotion? And what are the importance of emotion? All those points have been covered in the part 3 of the chapter 2. I have given all the links in the description section. Go ahead, click on those links and watch those videos. In case if any of the link is missing, you can ask me in the comment section and I'm going to update the description section for you if you have missed any of the previous videos, any of the previous lecture. Now in this video, we will start with the arousal of emotions, in which we will learn about what are the different factors or what are the changes, what changes occurs which leads to the arousal of emotion. So this is going to be the part 4 of the chapter 2. And in part 4, we will be learning about the arousal of emotion. So this is going to be very interesting and very easy lecture for you all. And it will be very easy for you to understand the topic. So let's start with the arousal of emotions. In order to make the lecture more interesting and more easy for you all to learn, I'm going to be starting with a small and simple example, or you can say a small scenario. So, for instance, you're crossing a street when a sudden loud blast by a car startles you, and your body responds with a series of changes. So, what are those changes which leads to the arousal of emotion? We will be discussing this in this video in one by one. So, heart rate increases, sometimes more than doubling. Pupil of the eye dilate and the visual acuity increases. So whenever we have discussed sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system in great detail. So if you haven't watched that video, I have given a link in the description section as well. After watching that video, it will be more easy for you to understand this, that why people of the eye dilate when in such kind of scenarios. Whenever there is a fight or flight situation, the pupil of the eye dilates. These kind of changes occurs in such kind of scenarios. The heart rate increases, the blood pressure increases, pupil of the eye dilates, and the reason why the pupil of the eye dilates is to increase the visual activity. Then Muscles just beneath the surface of the skin contracts, causing hair to stand erect, which is the condition we called goosebumps. And it usually happens when people feel cold, or sometimes people get scared. People are afraid of something, and when they experience a sudden fear or when they're scared, so they also face this condition, which is called uh, goosebumps. Now, a loud blast by a car is also a threatening situation and also have scared a person. Now, a person will be having a goosebumps. These are the factors, one of the factors, which are the leading cause of the arousal of emotion. Then, the next change which occurs is the endocrine system, or the endocrine glands stimulate the liver to release sugar into the bloodstream so that needed energy can be supplied to the skeletal muscles. So I have also uploaded a detailed video on the endocrine glands and endocrine system, and I have compiled all the videos in a single playlist. You can visit the playlist site and you can watch those videos, or you can check for the link in the description section. Now, the endocrine glands, they stimulate the liver to release sugar into the bloodstream, and this sugar is needed to make energy, and the energy can be supplied to the skeletal muscles. Definitely, in such kind of scenarios, the body need an instant energy. So either that living organism can fight, or can flee, or can run away from that situation. So that's why uh, the endocrine gland stimulates the liver to release sugar into the bloodstream. Then the salivary gland may stop working, causing dryness of the mouth. And this situation also occurs when a person is running. When a person is in running situation, the salivary glands also stop working at that time as well. And when a person is in a fighting situation, the salivary gland also stops working, and it causes the dryness of the mouth. And this happens because the body is prepared for a certain action and is not ready for any kind of like swallowing process. That's why the salivary glands stops working. And then the next one is the sweat gland. So the sweat glands increases the activity, and resulting in a decrease in the galvanic skin response, and it is also abbreviated as GSR. That is the measure of the skin's resistance to electrical conduction. And movement in the gastrointestinal tract nearly stops as blood vessels leading to the stomach and intestine constrict. And at the same time, vessels leading to larger skeletal muscle expand, diverting in blood where it may be needed for fighting or fleeing. Then breathing deepens and become rapid. The bronchioles expand, and mucus secretion in the bronchi decreases. And these changes increase the supply of oxygen in the bloodstream, which helps to burn the sugar being sent to the skeletal muscle. So these are like all the uh, physiological or biological factors which takes place during the arousal of emotion. When a person is emotionally aroused, these are the changes which occurs in a living organism. So for those people who have watched my lecture on sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system and on the glands, this topic is very easy for those people. So if you haven't watched those videos, you can check in the playlist, or you can check in the description section. I have provided all the links over there. So this is a very short topic, and these are all the changes that occurs during the arousal of emotion. This was all about today's video. If your concept is clear, you can like the video. If not, you can ask us in the comment section and we will be happy to help you out. Plus, if you're new to this channel, you can subscribe to our channel. You can subscribe to Dear Knowledge. Click on the bell icon so you will never ever miss any notification. Plus, you can share the link of this video, link of our channel with your family members and friends, because sharing is caring. Until then,